Recently, the CJN came under fire for endorsing the FCT's minister's move to construct houses for judges in Abuja. However, SANs across the nation has supported and applauded the CJN for endorsing the move by the FCT minister and former governor Wike to construct houses for Abuja judges.
The quest to sanitize the judiciary by making judicial officers more comfortable and immune from inducements took a giant stride when the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, launched the design and construction of 50 billion naira housing projects for justices of the Court of Appeal, judges of the Federal High Court, and judges of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja. But the move has attracted criticisms from many quarters. However, some senior advocates of Nigeria, SANs, have backed the CJN over her decision to attend the event. And according to Professor Awakalu, SAN, that the CJN was there does not mean that she has been compromised. Professor Kalu said, as the head of the judiciary, she can witness foundation stone laying ceremony. Hold on, let me start with you.
Okay.
What's this fuse for?
There are people that they are cynical by default, and I don't know why. When people are not, cannot divorce their emotion from fact. There are many people in Nigeria like that. Because maybe they hate the president. So even if there are certain good things that are being done by his administration, they cannot see. Because they have refused to see. We criticize the government here. We criticize the president. We criticize, even on this program, we criticize actions or inactions of government. And yet, where we need to commend, yes, we commend. Where we tell them to do better, they do better. Now, I don't understand this criticism. The FCTA is building houses for judges. I don't think anybody is questioning why that should happen, because if that would even be a terrible query.
They are.
Because if people are questioning, it's a very terrible one, because judges deserve far more than they are getting.
Someone saying is to bribe them for what they've done.
That's what I'm saying. People are just unnecessarily,
for what they will do.
People are just unnecessarily cynical. In those days, I used to cover the judiciary. I told myself I wasn't envying these judges. I would see judges in court, write in longhand everything that was being said by even witnesses. I would hear a lawyer sometimes tell a witness, please, hold on, my lord is writing. So if I am saying I am going to school, you will have to wait. The judge will write, I am going to school. Then I will be there tomorrow. You still, this is looking like menial work, menial task, clerical task. And I was there when the judgment was given, like the justice that gave a verdict against Al-Mustafa and Co., which was later upturned. That judgment was for lasted for 7 or 8 hours. And that's judge, everything that everybody said during the years that the case lasted, she was just repeating them. I said, what is this? And she wrote those things down. Now, our judges deserve far more than they are getting. And that's the truth. Now, if this building, this property is meant for judges, right? Now, who should be there? The head of judiciary. Judiciary was there. The contract is not awarded by Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike is FCT minister today.
And it's not his personal money.
It's not his personal money. He will leave tomorrow. He can even leave tomorrow. Okay? Justice Kudirat Kekereekun will not be CJN forever. Are you getting? The president of the Court of Appeal will not be there forever. But that property will be a legacy. I don't think this in any way threatens the independence of the judiciary. See, are you even expecting that the judiciary should be the one awarding this kind of contract? Just imagine judiciary awards this kind of contract and there are cases for litigation there. Who is going to litigate against you? So who is going to judge the judiciary? The judiciary will be judging itself. Will be the judge in it. So I do not see the SANs that are criticizing the criticisms. I think they are right. I don't see any reason why we should be creating a storm in a teacup
Honestly.
So,
over the, it's not necessary.
so Jason, I think the louder voice here is Professor Chidi Odikalu, who was talking about the intention of the executive to embark on such project for the judiciary on a land seized from a construction giant, Julius Berger. He said or relied on Rule 2.8 of the Judicial Code of Conduct to say that a judge shall avoid developing excessively close relationships with frequent litigants, such as government ministers or their officials, municipal officers.
What is relationship in somebody being invited? Come and witness. This thing is for the judiciary. The Supreme Court complex was built by the executive, not the judiciary. Ordinarily, the executive is supposed to, such infrastructure should actually be handled by the executive.
Yeah.
Attorney generals work maybe for a state governor. They build structures for the judiciary. We have judges who get transferred to places like Abuja. There's nowhere for them to stay. I know that even the president of the Court of Appeal was complaining about this sometime last year when they had their celebration, I think legal week or so. They have nowhere. Some people will be, if you transfer a judge from Lagos, for example, or from Rivers, to go and become a appeal court judge in Abuja, they won't be happy. Because what they enjoy at state level, the fantastic infrastructure in place and the welfare scheme in place, at those two states, they do not even enjoy at federal level. Some of them, when they transfer them, some appeal court judges, is the same vehicle they've been using from where they used to be that they are using. You don't want judges to be corrupt, yet you take their welfare lightly. I can see one of those judges was saying, well, this particular person, that's Odin Kalu, that all he does is just criticize the judiciary. All he does is just criticize. Some of them, I've seen where he was criticizing the president of Court of Appeal and all that. Some of those criticisms are just baseless. Somebody appears at a foundation laying ceremony just by courtesy. This thing is for your colleagues in the judiciary. You, as the head of the judiciary, you are invited to be a witness to it. That is already a crime to Professor Odinkalu. By what logic? Oh, there are people who may not even show up, but as judges, they may not be transparent. They may not be even handed.
Exactly.
You may not see them at events, but it doesn't stop them from being corrupt or from being appendages of the executive. So if I become a judge now, my old classmates cannot invite me to an event anymore. I'll be running away from
because
them.
I'm no longer a human being. I'm no longer, you're no longer.
Okay, if we are to build, let us even say, if we are to build another Supreme Court complex, I know that Supreme Court complex is a fantastic edifice. I've been there before to cover stories. If we are to build another one, for example, maybe that one failed an integrity test. It is the executive that will build it. Are you saying it will be wrong for the on the day that they are going to do the sword turning ceremony, that it will be wrong for the CJN to be physically present because it's the executive that is building? I mean, let us stop all of this meaningless. You just want to be hard criticizing people. Abi? Okay, go ahead. Some of the people criticize, give them appointment. You will see how they will fail spectacularly. Give them now. We say we wanted young people. How many of the young people that we put in power have impressed us? Are some of them even good examples? Look at what they try to put in place here. I'm trying to see 40 units of 5-bedroom duplexes, 40 units of 3-bedroom BQs, that's boys' quarters, 3 event centers, 3 corner shops, 3 security houses, 3 power generating plants, playground in the 3 sections. 10 units will be for judges of the Court of Appeal. 10 units will be for judges of the Federal High Court. 20 units for judges of the High Court of FCT, because those judges are apparently many. Wike has only used his office. He's a lawyer by training. And I think a life member of the body of benchers or so. He has only used his office to try to help the judiciary where he is a member of the family, whether we see it like that or not. The ones he built, the fantastic buildings that he built for the judiciary in his rivers, he sees things to pretend over those ones. Has he not left power in rivers? Are the people coming behind not going to enjoy? This is baseless criticism, and there are many of them like that. All they want to see, they want attention of the media just to abuse people, say things, certain standards that they have not met for other people. I mean, so it's just meaningless. Should these judges be sleeping on the streets? In Lagos, I remember a time when people were transferred to the police headquarters, and they were sleeping in the open in police headquarters here. They were transferred to Lagos from Sokoto and other places. They had to sleep in the open. No facility, no infrastructure for them.
And these same people will be the ones to criticize government for not doing this.
Yes. Now somebody has done it. You said they took it from Julius Baja. Okay, let the court decide whether it was wrong or not. They'll take it from Julius Baja. After 15 years of not developing the piece of land. Let the court decide. Let the court, are you Julius Baja's attorney? The last time I checked, I didn't even see you in court. Are you the attorney? You must now say it's wrong.
Let's take Samuel from K2. Samuel, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Journalist Hangout.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too.
Okay, thank you. I want to say something. Some people are criticizing the government, or rather Wike. It's not because it's a personal issue, but they are looking.
Samuel, are you there? Okay. Any final thoughts on?
I don't actually know what he was going to say. Nobody
said it's not a personal issue.
Yeah, nobody said.
So I don't know where he was headed, but if you build infrastructure for judges, do you remember the case? I think it was in Edo State, where the governor lost a case and then decided that, okay, leave the place that he evicted the judges who. So and people are saying, no, don't wait until these judges leave power that you now do owner-occupier this thing for them. Let them have houses where they can rest their heads. And the truth is they don't have enough. In Abuja, I think it's Gudu quarters where they have their houses. Those houses are not enough. Do you want them to be sleeping on the street?
Talking about criticism, please, nobody says people should not be criticized. I mean, there's no human being that should not. Criticism is good for us. But what kind of criticism?
Let it be constructive.
Let it be constructive criticism. For God's sake, this is not about Wike. This is not about anybody. It's about the welfare of the judges. If anybody does this thing, we should. It may be not Wike too. It may not even be Wike. If somebody else is doing it in his capacity as FCT minister, we will still praise the person. If Wike is doing certain things wrong, you can criticize. There's no anybody can criticize. You can criticize the God president. We're not saying you should not criticize anybody.
EFCC rearrests Bob Risky at Lagos Airport, just as court releases very dark man on bail for impersonation after his arrest by police upon honoring invitation at Abuja. Now, NEC urges President Tinubu to withdraw tax reform bills for broader consultations, and later we'll share this with you. MEND, the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, condemns Governor Fubara and Wike's feud, vows to protect oil installations in Niger Delta. Let me report I'm hanging out with the team master, team captain, Babajide Kolade Otitoju. We fondly know him as BKO. I greet you. How do you do?
Citizen?
Yeah. BKO, we are joined by the personable Dr. Olabisi Deji Foluchile. I greet you, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good to see you. I address you. It reminds me of Amotekun.
Okay, so then let's go. You know, in a case akin to lightning striking a place twice, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has rearrested controversial cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, a.k.a. Bobrisky, at the international wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, days after he was released on bail by police authorities. Now, the cross-dresser, we are told, was arrested as he was about to board a flight for London. Meanwhile, let's tell you that a popular social media activist, Martins Ose, I hope I got that right, whose moniker is Very Dark Man, was arraigned before an Abuja Chief Magistrate's Court sitting at Wuse Zone 6, Abuja. The allegation against him is that he falsely impersonated a police officer. Very Dark Man has pleaded not guilty. These are crazy times.
Yes. You know, we discussed this matter.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks or so ago.
On Sunday.
Yeah, okay.
And somebody said that he wasn't sure that Very Dark Man had committed any crime by wearing a police uniform.
When he's not a police officer.
He's not a policeman. He has no training as a policeman. If he had requested for a police uniform to do a skit,
yes,
that seeks to change society, a skit, for example, that affirms that crime does not pay. Nobody, but you do you put on a police uniform and you are saying
that's him I'm seeing on the screen.
And you are saying that unlike the police, you are going to be more responsive.
Yeah.
You know, and that you will investigate matters with speed and all that. You are in another breath condemning them and saying that they are not up to their job. So
yes, you are donning their uniform.
You are donning their uniform. Look at see how good he is. If he wants to join the police, he should join the police one time. You know, so that they can find a good use.
They say many people seek advice only after their minds are made up. This is what he's trying to tell you.
You know, when you look at him, he reminds me of the Lagos State Police spokesman. He's looking trim.
Yes,
like that handsome Lagos police spokesman, Hyundai.
Yeah.
No, just look at Hyundai and look at it, except that this one has far plenty muscles.
And besides, he's a very dark man.
There are far more Nigerians darker than him. I'm not even sure he's darker than me to start with. You know, but the truth is, you know, I reckon that he is anxious to change society.
Oh yeah.
I align with a lot of the things that he's doing, but I do not align with his exuberance. There are some things that he does that you see that youthful exuberance showing. There are some things that he says that he ought not to say. You know?
And you know, as they say, the trouble with the youth is they have seminal moments.
So if he does not restrain himself, he will be moving from one problem to another. At the end of the day, that will affect his brand. Because you must not, for you to do a good job,
yeah,
you have to stay out of trouble, you have to stay out of controversy. You know what? Moving from one problem to another, he has not, the Falano libel matter is still hanging on his head.
Yeah.
You know? Because look, Bobrisky can say everything when he's speaking one-to-one.
Yeah.
At that point, it cannot be libel. But when it is now released to the public, it becomes libelous.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. A conversation between you and I that is supposed to be personal. Somebody now externalizes it, publicizes it. It's at that point that it becomes libel. And if I didn't tell you to go and release it, how am I liable for what?
Yeah, you are impugning the system.
That is the point that I'm making. That Bobrisky didn't willfully libel the Falanos. A conversation between two persons, you know.
He elected to
with the other person not even aware that it's being recorded. You cannot say that is libel. I don't know how you can prove that.
Well,
but and you can see that Bobrisky is even claiming that he didn't make that conversation. Now, he too is moving from one trouble to another. You sprayed money, you got arrested, you got jailed. After being jailed, you opened your mouth wide to say, you compromise some people to drop the charge of money laundering. Now, you try to leave our country through semi-border. They arrested you. After you are released, you know, at Alagmo, you then try to go to London. Again, the picture of you and another person on a flight went viral. And they came and pulled you out of the aircraft.
Every picture, BKO tells a story.
He has failed to face the House of Reps. The EFCC too invited him. He didn't go. And you are trying to leave the country. Of course, they will come for you. Because
at that point, you become a person of interest.
Of course. That's why they stopped him at Semi-Border, for example. So, person of interest. He has to go and defend himself before the House of Reps and before the EFCC. And he should go with his lawyer, because my own feeling is the EFCC is an interested party in this matter.
Yeah.
So we must be sure that the EFCC will be even-handed in handling this matter.
Yeah. This is the Bobrisky angle to it, you know, everything is having to do with they say be careful the choices you make. he has elected to be a shim, if you understand what I mean. But defend it.
But the question is has he offended any law by being who he is?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Being who he is not the issue. But what he's doing with who he is, I think those are the issues here. And the fact that, when he was first of all imprisoned, I think at that time he even had lots of sentiment in his favor. That, I mean, he's not the only one that has praised money and all of that. Coming out to now talk about the things that transpired, to the point that, the lawmakers have to investigate whether he was actually in the prison ward or not.
No. If you dance and they say when your daughter dances, make them not ask, say whose child is.
So that? I think he's bringing all these issues upon himself. Really, that's the way I look at it.
Brought the EFCC into the fray.
Yes,
brought the
Falanos into the matter. He brought the prison officials, and at the end of the day, now even people that try to probably help him, he has put them into trouble. So I mean. Definitely, they will also want to have their own hand of flesh against him, and probably that is what he's facing now. But also, I'm not sure if at any point in time he's been told not to travel out of the country. Because if he has not been told not to travel out of the country, that means he's free to move around. And then we need to really know why the EFCC went after him to bundle him out of an aircraft.
They said they extended invitations to
him
to come, and he refused. The same way he refused to go and face the
panel
House of Reps.
Okay.
And you remember that very dark man was saying, "Look, I will not talk here. If I talk here, make I die." Because the person behind this whole trouble
is not here.
But he eventually had to talk at length.
when he was when they kicked him,
he swore on oath and talked at length. Despite initially saying, if he talk, make him die. He will not die. By God's grace, he will.
BK, what you said earlier on is instructive here. Care must be taken, so punishment does not exceed crime.
That's in respect of who?
Very dark man.
Very dark man.
Every crime for which a man gets charged
Yeah.
has
It's stipulated
already
That's
stipulated.
it. Yeah.
So I don't think that anybody has the right to simply wear police uniform and call himself a policeman.
He has been given a bill.
Yes, he's been given a
sum of 2 million naira, which
Yes.
I think is reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that the conditions attached to it, I hope you'll be able to meet them.
Mine is be careful with the choices you make.
Yes, you cannot say, you see, my fear is people want to treat our country like a place where there is no law.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just wear the police uniform and be moving around and call yourself a policeman.
Okay.
And then dress down the policeman, the police in the process. They will come for you if you do that. So do your thing.
Yeah.
Fight for equity, fight for justice in our country, but try as much as possible not to trample on our laws in the process.
It will take effect.
When many think the move will be to manipulate and turn